Hey guys, Sean and Alan here, and today Jagex has finally listened to the players of Runescape.
Yeah, so they have posted on the homepage about basically giving us the option to vote for them to release a version of RuneScape from 2007. Apparently, it was mentioned on the forums sometime last week, sort of mentioned about them bringing back an old server, and they've said that they found a backup copy from August 2007, which can be developed into basically the original game from then. And I'm definitely looking forward to that. I really enjoyed RuneScape back then, but I know that you, Sean, aren't so keen.
Well, I was just thinking, if everyone votes yes, it kind of really makes no difference because even if they don't like EOC, they can play the 2007 server, but if people really enjoy EOC now, they can still vote yes, but the 2007 server will be there, but they don't have to play it. It'll just help old players come back to the game.
Yeah, the only thing that could go wrong, if that makes sense, is if Jagex made I don't think they will, but you can imagine, Jagex would make everyone pay for them. Like, hopefully it'd be an optional extra to pay to play that version as well. But if it wasn't, then you can imagine it would be, people would get really angry having to if they didn't get enough votes.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but
Yeah,
they have the levels of voting. They said it
yeah.
depends. You need level 2 basically to. Oh, sorry, not level 2. You need level 3.
Is it level
Yeah, it's level 3. 500,000 votes or more to get no extra membership fee.
five extra dollars? I don't know quite what that is in pounds, like £4.50 or something. Isn't that much? But I mean, if it was only, I think they're gonna get lots of lots of sheep, lots of votes. But sorry, I said sheep because I'm playing an agility random.
Just 'cause I'm Welsh.
Yeah, it's fine. But no, there's it's interesting to look because I know we've both been looking at what we will have and what we won't have if it's released, and the one thing we pointed out most of all was God Wars is a possibility, but the update for loot share and coin share came much after August, so that's quite interesting to sort of consider.
Yeah, well, just going back to the God Wars point, it's quite interesting actually because I've been reading the forums and stuff about this update, and it does say here in the post that when it goes back to 2007 it will be in August, no other month. I don't know why they've really picked that. I think it's...
Well, that was the last time that they had a backup before they changed the system.
Yeah, but
So
in August, if they go back to August, then God Wars came out at the end of August, so they haven't really laid a specific date in August.
yeah, I can't imagine that. You can't imagine that they wouldn't include it because that's I don't know. It'd be weird not to have it.
It was
Really weird.
probably, well, practically the biggest update in the game.
That year. Well, yeah, because the Hunter came out in 2006, so probably the biggest update, I'd say.
Because, yeah, God Wars completely changed the game.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how prices are as well when it. 'Cause,
Well, that's the thing. So people are wondering if they will be able to use their current account, but if you go onto the forums and at the bottom it tells you to discuss, it gives you some frequently asked questions underneath the post, and it says here, frequently asked question, does this mean I can play my character back from 2007? And the straightforward answer they gave us was no, everyone will start from fresh.
that
So
I mean, that's going to cause quite a race because the high scores are going to be sort of, I presume, brand new high scores. So essentially, you can play RuneScape from scratch, and it'll be if this comes out, which I mean I'm imagining it will. It's going to be a huge race because you've literally we're going to be without 2 skills, so 23 skills to race to be number one kind of thing.
is it 23?
Well, there's 25 now, and there will not be summoning or dungeoneering.
So we know Hunter's going to be in it then.
Yeah, someone said end of 2006 that was released.
Yeah, it'd be quite interesting to see if people actually bother training skills, because I presume a lot of the PKing community will come back and they'll probably just work on combat.
Yeah, I don't know. It is going to be like there'll be the people that want to, get good in the game and race, but I think the majority of people will just want to enjoy playing the fun bits of the game from, because we always talk, don't we, about like 2006 Scape, how that was like the best it was.
Yeah, but back then we had quite a bit of stuff, and just imagine starting from scratch and, the PKing community need to do extra stuff again.
Having to just get ancient magics back again. I've had that for, I don't know, probably 5 years on this account.
That is a good point. I mean, I think one of the big things for me is that we're going to have to play on fixed screen again. We won't be able to get any HD graphics, I don't think. And we won't get like full screen mode and all that stuff. It's like, I think that came out in 2008 or 9.
I don't know. It is going to be weird. Like, imagine you're not going to have Turmoil. You're not going to have Overload. No Steel Titan. Skills will be like way back. You won't have Rock Tails. You won't have the same mining skills. Everything. Like, how many new Slayer monsters are there?
God, I couldn't count off the top of my head.
Yeah, like you won't have Curido. Is it Curido?
Yep, I'm sure people will probably be no life in Slayer to get Abbey Demons so we can sell whips.
Whips, Sword, they'll all be like the top weapons. Like, I remember looking at pictures from back in around 2007 of like, during Sarah in full barracks. I think a safe spot in her and all that. So.
Yeah, well, I remember buying my first whip and I thought it'd be this really powerful weapon, and like I couldn't even one hit a guard.
Yeah, and back in the day there was like 4 mil, 5 mil for a whip. I remember buying my first one. So.
Wow, you must have bought that pretty cheap, because it was a good 4 mil in the GE for ages. I remember buying. Didn't you buy any in Falador?
I mean, I bought mine before GE. That's another thing. Oh. Actually, that's the one thing I'm like. Can you imagine when was G released? Are we gonna have that? Because if we don't,
I don't think we're gonna have G.
That'd be something I don't know. I can't really like say I miss all these things. Yeah, you can. I do. I would like G because it just makes things so much easier instead of standing around, like hopping world constantly trying to find someone selling what you want or buying what you want. So.
Yeah, but although it's another good money making opportunity. Did you ever merch in Falador? World 2, they were the good days.
I remember doing quests and standing around for like longer than the quest took, trying to buy the items I needed for it.
Oh yeah, they were annoying, but I remember buying like a Varrock skirt for, I don't know, say 2 mil, and then standing in the same spot and going selling Varrock. Varrock? That's a bit of mix between Varrock's armor and Varrock. But no, I remember selling Varrock's armor, buying it for 2 mil and then selling it for 2.2 mil in the same spot.
Yeah, it was so easy. I mean, I was really low level back then. But, it's gonna be weird not having the boosts from like all the extra armor and things you can get now. Like, I presume there won't be a dragon pickaxe. I don't know. Like, was Dragon Hatchet released with Dagon? Are we gonna have Dagonoth Kings?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Waterbirth Island actually came out later, so like, I'm not sure. I mean, we'll make a video later on showing, what will actually be out.
There's also like ZMI, which it's gonna be back to whatever it was, like Nats or something. I don't even know. I didn't train that kind of thing back then.
I used to do rune crafting. I remember law running, the good old days. Did you ever do law running?
No, I mean I was on my runecraft level.
Oh man, you're missing out. You always used to run to the Laurel to trade one of the runners and give them 27 laws, and they give you 27 unnoted S.
That's pretty cool.
So that was a really good way to get runecrafting XP, and also gave people money. But that's what I was just thinking. So will people revert back to the old ways of making money and all that way?
I think I don't know. I think it's not going to be the same. You can't say it's going to be the same because everyone's going to be thinking like differently. All the players who train from current RuneScape, they're going to think differently to anyone who like maybe comes back having quit since back then. But I mean, I'm probably not going to play it like more than I play currently on here. But I think it'll be fun to have it as like, you know, being able to play like you used to play,
Yeah,
especially
like a second option. If you get bored of EOC, you can just revert back for a day or so.
I mean, special attacks is like that was that was the thing I hated most about EOC. So I would love to be able. I mean, you won't have everything, and the question is if you get enough votes that Jagex are going to update regularly, are they going to, you know, are they going to update like they used to update? Are they going to perhaps include bits from 2009? I don't know. Say like randomly they were like, oh, we're going to put in the is it Vista Gothic so you can do TDs, all that kind of thing, or are they going to actually leave it really old school and just as it was?
Yeah, it'd be quite interesting to see how it goes about.
Yeah, I mean, you say that you don't think they're going to get votes. I reckon that they'll have the 50k in like the first day.
Well, I think that's the thing. So if you look on the screen right now, I'll just refresh the RuneScape homepage, and look, it's 11 o'clock GMT time. What's that? That's about 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock in America, and there's only 75,000 players. And I mean, that, you know, how many members is that going to be?
I'm sure that they said like I don't know when it was that they'd hit 1 million paying members, like, or something. So you know they wouldn't have put it to 75,000 if they didn't think that was like reachable. Unless, like, here's the thing, like I mentioned it earlier. There was so much like outrage about the fact that people thought that the bring back wilderness and free trade was like, you know, fake because people could vote their name more than once. Like it would. I don't want to set, but you can imagine that Jagex would fix the vote so that it lands on the pay an extra $5 a month kind of thing.
But hopefully Jagex wouldn't rip us off like that. I mean, you kind of have that thought in the back of your mind.
Yeah, you can imagine the vote just, you know, suddenly, or just being stuck in that region. You're just going to be like, well, great. So now if I want to do it, that's an extra £5. And I'd like to see it being updated regularly, not just, you know, the occasional. And if it's going to be an extra 15 sort of quid a month, then forget that.
Well, I mean, just in the back of my mind, I just feel that they've almost like already given the answer to this, because if you think about it, they're only giving you a 2-week period to vote starting this Friday. So just a heads up, everyone should start voting Friday. And the 2-week period is very short. I mean, especially to notify the people who quit because of EOC. I mean, how long will it take them to pick up that they're going to give the opportunity to get this server back?
It's enough time to, I think, build some sort of hype about it, but it is the question of, you know, like, once again, with the votes for bring back free trade and stuff, they had a no option. On here, it's yes or nothing. So, you know, if you don't want it, and I mean, I can't see why people wouldn't want it, in the sense that if it happens, it doesn't affect the actual game. Like,
it was just like my point earlier, is everyone should vote yes, because even if they don't even like the old servers, then it still helps people come back to the game, because you don't have to play the 2007 server.
Yeah, I think the thing is that hopefully what's Jagex thinking is that they can boost players who played a long time ago by, you know, bringing that type of player back to the game. And obviously, if you're not currently a paying member, but they release it, so say you don't have to pay an extra charge, but it might just increase the people paying in general. Say you don't want to play current RuneScape, but you want to play the old stuff, because I mean, I've got a mate who lives in my accommodation, who has quit, cancelled his membership, but he says that he's going to, he will play again.
Will
So
he, is he willing to buy back membership to vote?
that's the interesting thing, isn't it? How many people are going to actually buy membership and just to vote? Because like he said he was going to vote, whether or not he knows he's got to pay, and it's £5.50 now. I'd love to see how much money Jagex make from subscriptions just from this.
Yeah, well, we probably should have mentioned earlier that it's only members are allowed to vote. So, I mean, I guess this is a kind of good thing because it stops people from making like billions of free player accounts and then just voting.
Yeah, that's probably behind. Well,
But it just
could
the
have thought
thought in the back of your mind that they're
Mm.
just doing this to make money.
It's a bit annoying in the sense that I think it would have. They've got the method of making seeing how long you've played for the veteran capes. It would perhaps have been actually better to say anyone who's had their account for 100, 150, 200 days kind of thing can vote, because that would have possibly been fairer on the people who are no longer paying members.
That would be a good way to do it, but it's just like I said earlier. It almost seems like they've technically won already because they're doing it for a short amount of time, 2-week period. That's not long for people to get voting and stuff. And you know these levels they talk about. I mean, 750,000 votes. You're gonna need 750,000 members to vote to get regular updates on it and stuff. It's just in a 2-week period that just seems practically impossible to get. Yeah, so when you're talking about Suomi and stuff, it's quite interesting. Will I be able to call myself Zezima on the 2007 server?
Yeah, so it could be like a race for names. Like the minute it comes out, sort of, it's gonna like be crash. Like I never get when the beta came out, for example, I couldn't get on. So people with the best internet will be the ones who race in and get all the best names, unless Jagex let us, sort of use them.
Well, just slightly moving off names, you're talking about a race to do stuff. I mean, the knowledge that people have now compared to back in 2007, we kind of know, the best ways to make money, the best ways to train a certain skill.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a spot's going to be crowded. Like, is everyone going to power train their combat at bandits?
Yeah, it's gonna go. It goes back to the racing to be the best at the start. It's gonna be people are gonna basically pile in. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be exactly the same, but yeah, I know what you mean. Like my first 99 was Hunter, and I presume everyone's gonna do the same sort of technique, and then red chins, they'll be packed, and bots. I mean, how long before bots end up in the game?
Yeah, that is a very good point. But if you look on the frequently asked questions, it answers so many questions, and I've seen that people are saying, why can't they go back to 2009? Why won't they go back to just before they released EOC? And they if you read the post, it answers quite clearly why they're going back to 2007.
Yeah, I think it's. And the only other thing that I don't think we've sort of talked about is rares. Like, I'd be interested to see how they deal with that.
Yeah, well, who knows? I mean, the big thing for me, I just think that will people train like how people used to train? Will people like try and get 99 in every stat, or will they just focus on making a PKing account? Do you know what I mean? It's kind of, will it be a new game, or will it just be a little server that no one really cares about high scores?
Well, yeah, I do know what you mean. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be like challenging. Like one good thing that could be done is like guides, because for example nowadays, I don't know, say agility. The best way of training that once you get high level is the advanced courses. Before that, what would you do? The same thing with like rune crafting. If you don't have the ZMI, what are you gonna do? It's the same with like everything. All the things that have been changed. Herbalore is like the main one. If you can't train with extremes, what are you gonna make? And the prices are going to be different and everything. So um, it's going to be very weird, very weird.
Well, hopefully the big thing will be that more people will come back to the game.
Yeah, I think that's like what Jagex are hopefully aiming for. Um, it's it's a nice like idea, and hopefully they'll bring people back to the game who haven't played it in a long time.
Okay, well, we've kind of rambled on quite a long time on this video, but it is a really good thing that they're starting to listen to the community more. So, just the highlights, we will need 50,000 votes or more, so make sure this Friday, the 15th of February, that the poll will open and you cast your votes, because even if you don't like the old 2007 servers, I know I said it quite a few times, you may as well vote yes, because it brings people back to the game and it's always nice to see that.
Yeah, it'll definitely be good to see people coming back, the two styles as well, because people will probably be playing both. People would pick a favorite, and I think it's just a really really good idea and something they should have done quite a while ago.
And just remember, you will get special attacks back, which is always the awesome thing.
Yeah, be like old school.
Oh, it'd just be really great. So yeah, vote Friday, guys.
I'm gonna cry.
Okay, so we'll wrap it up there. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you again next time.